A harsh reality exists in toxic partnerships that most overlook entirely. Just a single kind of individual really endures them, and it's rarely the one anyone anticipates. Resilient folks frequently crumble under the strain of resistance. Individuals with solid limits often depart prior to the core teaching unfolds. Yet a particular sort of soul not merely persists, but converts the ordeal into deep inner strength. Psychology reveals that hidden drives select well ahead of conscious awareness. Such a manipulator bonds selectively. They target a distinct emotional framework, a unique background that aligns with their dysfunction like a gear meshing smoothly. The one who makes it through lacks supreme assurance or peak insight. This enduring figure holds a transformative skill to change the manipulator's venom into personal empowerment. The quality that attracted them turns into the precise tool that ultimately undoes them. What made you the pick? Your early years conditioned you to withstand what most would swiftly dismiss. The manipulator selects a companion not from affection or bond. They pick for practicality. They seek a certain role. As they survey a gathering or browse profiles online, they ignore the flashiest appearance or wealthiest profile. They hunt for the greatest capacity to handle psychological burdens. They hunt for someone like yourself. Which hint did you send? You showed faint subconscious signs of holding lingering unresolved pains, especially those of the nurturer. Experts note that buried thoughts manifest externally via actions. You could believe you're simply polite, focused, or an attentive ear. However, to such a controller, your conduct indicates a profound layer. It shows you've been shaped to favor others' demands above your personal truth. Such shaping usually starts young, growing in a setting with guardians who lacked maturity, stability, or presence-forced adjustments. You discovered that security came from utility. You mastered assessing atmospheres, reading parental expressions for upset or gloom, then altering conduct to regulate their feelings. When furious, you grew silent. When down, you turned counselor. This reaction, known as appeasing, involves quelling personal stress signals to aid and placate the danger instead. You grasped that navigating turmoil meant taking it in and diffusing it. Imagine a youngster observing a parent banging cabinets amid frustration. A brother or sister flees, yet this kid approaches, providing assistance, telling light stories, aiming to lift spirits. By age 8, they knew easing another was key to protection. Years on, the controller spots this reflex right away. Such scarring appears in adulthood during innocent instances. Consider an initial outing. The server errs on the meal. Your companion snaps a pointed, mildly hostile remark at the staff. Someone without past hurts might sense unease. They'd view this outburst as a warning sign. Perhaps they'd comment, "That seemed excessive," or conclude immediately against another meeting. They deem the act improper. Yet for you, judgment skips. You seek comprehension. Thoughts rush to rationalize. Perhaps job pressures mounted. Maybe they're fussy with meals. I'll assist in unwinding. You grin, shift topics, attempt to ease the strain. You shoulder the weight of their poor conduct yourself. The controller observes this, realizing they've identified a mark. They note no accountability demanded. Rather, you labor to mend things. They grasp you're inclined to strive for favor undeserved. They spot a mate used to trading carefully. That's the reason for selection. They require a vessel. The controller harbors vast inner guilt and confusion, yet avoids confronting it. They demand a mate to bear it instead. They want a figure fretting during absences, weeping at indifference, striving to resolve issues. They demand you shoulder their darkness. Selection occurred due to mastery and persistence. You possess remarkable ability to bear unease. Weeks pass sans fulfillment, yet you remain. Insults arrive, but communication persists. Neglect happens, yet connection efforts continue. For the controller, this appears not as devotion, but ease. What escapes them is how the identical scar, rendering you exploitable, later renders you unbreakable. Your persistence wasn't frailty. It was shielding masked as dedication. They picked you via your scar, but survival stemmed from your resilience. Now comes the tough segment requiring acknowledgement. Your compassion, gentleness, tolerance, these got exploited. Lovely qualities, yet unbound, turn risky. The controller lacked true affection for your essence. They adored your reaction to harm. They spotted someone who'd cling regardless of severity, viewing devotion as endurance. But spotting this initiates pattern disruption. This lacks pride value. It signals reenacting an injury predating them. You are attempting rescue like desired for guardians. You're aiming to suffice for genuine care. The controller counts on your oblivion. They desire you viewing self as merely kind, but kindness alone misses it. You got molded to elevate others despite personal cost. Molding proves reversible. Hence just one sort endures them. Not toughest, but one prepared to shoulder loads shattering others. Prior to delving further on this path, if it strikes a chord, tap like immediately. Subscribe to Winds of Thought for additional mental revelations transforming existence. Plus leave a note sharing tales below. Your account could provide needed solace, showing others they're accompanied. The physiological snare explaining persistence. You lingered with the controller since your body confused their disorder with a distressingly known sensation, resembling security, among least grasped elements of manipulative harm. Lingering avoids stupidity. It shuns pain enjoyment. Lingering happens as bodily systems equate H to familiarity. Folks commonly label manipulative bonds starts as fervent, enchanting, or destined. Phrases like connection unlike prior or lifetimes of acquaintance sensation emerge. You saw this fervor as profound spirit link, yet grasped this essential. Sensed wasn't spirit link. It involved bodily pattern detection. Thinkers discuss the archetype, inner model of childhood affection carried forward. If initial care proved erratic, sporadic, or tied to conditions, minds link disorder to affection definition. You absorb that care demands struggle. It arrives amid intense worry. Bonds follow disengagement. Thus encountering a controller initiating adoration, surges then faint retreats, your form activates. It identifies the sequence. It declares familiar routine here. Skilled at handling. Gut tension felt. Those flutters, nervousness lacks thrill. It equals alarm. But long mixing alarm with care leads toward it overfleeing. Onset proves subtle, nearly unseen. Dating fresh for 3 weeks. Daily dawn messages arrive. Tunes shared. Praised as unmatched encounter. Euphoria hits. Mind swims in pleasure chemicals. Abruptly one weekday no contact. Waiting ensues. Message sent. Response delays hours with brevity. Secure bondholder's view and think impolite. Or fluctuating. Interest wanes. Coldness repels, yet repulsion skips for you. Activation surges. Pulse quickens. Phone checks frequent. Past exchanges reviewed for errors. Efforts mount to amuse, ease, captivate for recapture. Affection retreats, sparks vital rush, chasing chemical rush, pursuing returnees. Controller senses this naturally. They employ sporadic rewards, termed variable strengthening in studies. Strongest habit formation known scientifically. Mirrors betting allure. Constant wins bore. Zero wins prompt departure. Random wins chain you till depletion. Controller equals device. Intense care bursts, victories, trail indifference or harm, defeats. Lingering awaits next victory. Self-convinced, kind, self-true, harsh self-error. Assure, sufficient patience revives initial figure. Experts term repetition urge. Buried push revisiting initial harm source for repair. Projecting youth desires onto controller. Hoping unavailable becomes available now. Suffice to retain. Bond exceeds person. It involves personal past. Explains inability departing amid known deceptions. Rational side knows facts. Emotional side loops. Chemically hooked on tension, relief cycle. Stable bond calm bores lacking chemical surge. Drama lack mistaken for spark absence. This insight hurts yet vital. Sees labeling fervor, call imbalance. Acknowledge attraction force lacks fate. It glitches safety code. Seeking nourishment from barren source, taught as soul origin. Controller lacks destined match. They mirror unresolved scar. They slot ideally into youth voids, but expand, overfill. Accepting known feel as alert initiates charm shatter. You notice tension as form urging flight over cling. Grasp existence on expectation. Expectation rewriting history via current torment. The realization, where all alters. Realization starts when safety drive ceases guarding controller. Guards self instead. That flip redefines whole bond. Common view holds controller aims destruction. While draining true, fact shows controller depends on your continuance. They avoid total shatter rendering useless. They prefer limbo state, operational for service, feeble for exit. Controller errs critically. They undervalue exploited persistence. Assume years of tolerance mean eternal. Miss for enduring type. Mental breakpoint exists. Safety system changes mode. Realization instant. Often tenuous event. Heading home post dispute. Profound still wariness hits core. Bone deep type. Sans sobs, sans dread. Mere serene fact emerges within. Continuation impossible. Realization seldom dramatic. It appears evident. This shift scarce in heated clash. Typically total quiet. Occurs commuting back. Wave of fatigue marrow, deep sensed. Occurs viewing rest, replacing care or worry with void. Gaze at emotion, dominator years long, now diminished. Now commonplace. Thinkers outline self, formation as path to authentic being. Believed often demands false identity breakdown. Controller bond enforces this breakdown. Attempts exhausted. Perfect mate tried. Counselor tried. Nurturer tried, none succeeded. Ego endpoint reached. Validation need portion perishes. Grasp actions futile for true vision. Change vows mere delays. Here departure terror fades. Substituted by deep insight. Self-loss underway. Soul unaffordable loss. Altar shows in scenes thus. Weekend evening. Dispute initiates like countless prior. Selfishness charge for family visit desire. Formally engaged. Wept, justified. Plans dropped for devotion proof. Now differs. Words heard sans impact. Rage seen sans terror. Tactic spotted. Guilt induction for home stay attention. Mechanics viewed like machine parts. Seen thus. Reaction skips. Merely state. Your view noted. Bag packing resumes. Here shift from target to watcher. Controller depends on feeling response for dominance fuel. Ceasing response, seizing justification, signals reality disconnect. Game exited. Quiet strength. Alter unsettles controller by eliminating core reality base, your feeling involvement. Shifting participant to mechanic watcher disrupts bond's basic dynamic. Downfall starts one fact. Love never required. Energy was. Healthy need love differs. Energy vital. Term supply any focus confirming being steadying shaky worth. Supply dual equal worth. Positive respect acclaim warmth. Negative fury weeping irritation. Smile induction empowers. Yet scream sob insomnia induction empowers more. Upon realization response halts. Neutrality entered. Justification ceases as miscomprehension committed grasped. Defense ceases as charges invented known. Bond battle ceases as absent bond realized. Thinkers portray mind force as life energy exchanging. Attention pull equals force retraction from setup. Loss keenly sensed. Quiet weaponizes upon ceasing control feed. Bond duration believed, clear explanation yields grasp. But intimacy missed, info supplied. Fear shares yielded harm guide. Controller sees talk as data collection. Now tactic alters. Grasp pursuit ends. Total feeling hold engaged. Core controller holds remorse, doubt, vast void. Lacks mind power facing dark. Alone intolerable as self, hate voice overwhelms. Thus distraction via you. Turmoil, theater, endless din muffles void. Need you vocal, sobbing, yelling, clarifying, begging. Noise production spares self-listen. Silence removes barrier. Become dull. Tone level. Sans highs, lows, grip absent. Character assault undefended. Merely opinion heard. Body present, mind departed. Genuine quiet halts inner talk to. Quiet lets self-guidance resound. Pre-nurturer self-recalled. Quiet undebatable. Silence unmanipulable. Unspoken words untwistable. Departure unforeseen. Controller misses departure as persistence confused dependency. Exit time inner farewell preceded. Endurer departs body post-mind. True split predates physical by months, years. Mentally end amid chores. Heart farewell catch side. Mourn hidden, unseen. Systems disentangle gradually strand wise daily. Decision day anger free. Clarity absolute. Ordinary day. Awaken done. Sans rush, sans fear, mere sure calm. Departure blindsides controller. Thinkers call merged unaware. Separate self unseen. Extension viewed. Departure lacks split grief. Limb lost terror felt. Yet this departing endurer returns not. Lesson teaching absent. Cage outgrown prompted. Controller sense probe. Seemingly harmless note. Rebond false. Status test. Endurer knows quiet soul reply. Many stall apology wait. Admission absent. Fault own shatters weak self. Endurer grasp bent self given. Not other sourced. Endurer's fact. Endurer identity. Yours victim no. Scarred mender converter soul fire. Tossed shedding false. Endured via power controller unknown. They brittle, reliant external acclaim. You firm. Thinker stated, events not me. Choice forms me. Controller event. Yet endurer. Alert, independent, mighty emerging choice self. Birth avoided love endurance. Birth for care sans self shrink. Why does this pattern repeat so often? Have you noticed similar cycles in your life? What if the key to freedom lies in recognizing these signs early? But how does one build those boundaries now? Endurance hides as devotion until truth emerges. Imagine transforming pain into unbreakable resolve. Isn't it time to reclaim your power? Yet what happens when silence speaks louder than words? True strength blooms from healed scars. Could this be your turning point?